the nose back from Melbourne Media, and Nathan Jones has joined us after the win. Jonesy, first things first, how's it to be back on the winners list?
We'd obviously been struggling for a few weeks there, but we came up here with a real intent. We're pretty bitter about our result last week. We felt like we got on track a little bit against sort of Port, and then dropped the ball again last week. So we had an inconsistent patch for probably 3 or 4 weeks, but I felt like the week started when we came in Tuesday. First things first, the boys took accountability for their poor performances, and that sort of flowed in the week, and with training and our preparation for this game was as good as we've seen all year. And there's no surprise we get the result we do tonight, but now the challenge is to continue that on and get ourselves rolling again, similar to where we had that sort of 6 or 7 week patch earlier this year.
And inaccuracy was a bit of a talking point tonight. So how do you assess the scoreboard, the final scoreboard?
It's hard really, because the conditions here are like no other really. Unfortunately we didn't probably make the most of it early, and that sort of snowballed as the game wore on. As it gets further into the night, it becomes quite dewy, and obviously the boys are just pouring with sweat. So it's real, almost wet weather like footy. So I don't look too much into that. We've been working really hard on our goal kicking, but tonight we didn't get the result. But I think the foundations and fundamentally the performance that we put out was the most promising thing for me, and one I'm proud of, because there was some question marks over some of the areas of our game, particularly around our defence, and we addressed that, and that's why we get a real dominant performance like we did tonight. We could have won by more, but I think, as I said, fundamentally it stacks up as a really promising sign.
And just on that defence, Goody did speak a lot about that this past week. So how do you assess the overall performance in that area?
Yeah, I think we just got back to valuing it, and when a turnover occurs, defending it with speed and purpose. And you see tonight, guys were working harder than ever on defence, probably harder on defence than they were on offence. And I reckon we had that flipped around for probably a 3 or 4 week period for whatever reason. And our best performances in that sort of 6 or 7 week patch where we got on a roll earlier this year was off the back of defence. And we reviewed that strongly. And as I said, Tuesday when we came in, there was some pretty damning vision, and guys. But to the credit of all the individuals across the team, everyone took responsibility for their part in it. We want an 18-man defence to work as a real unit, and that's was the focus all week. And Goody drove that, the leaders drove that, and I think tonight we got back to really valuing that part of our game. And from good defence stems good offence, and albeit we didn't kick as many goals as we'd like, we created the opportunities, and I think that's a good sign for us.
Well done out there, and all the best for next week.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.